Okay, we're in Ephesians chapter 5. We're cruising through the book of Ephesians. We're up to chapter 5. And I'll tell you what, I enjoy this stuff. I mean, this is pretty exciting. I love teaching the Word of God. I bring joy, and I just pray it's being a blessing to you. Ephesians chapter 5. Now, we've went through this whole book, and then Paul has basically, as we have went through the book of Ephesians, he's basically told us, I mean, he has taught us so many things. He's taught so much about what we once were and what we now are. Well, he's going to be doing that again in this chapter. But when you're born again, see when you were born again, you were supposed to be following something. Like we already read back out of 1 Peter chapter 2, it says to desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. Well, we already looked at that, and then we've been looking through this whole book of Ephesians how you have to literally, the way that you once were after you were born again, you're supposed to stop acting that way. Well, right here in chapter 5 and at verse 1, this tells you something about what we should be doing. Like when we're reading this Bible, what should we ascribe to ourselves? What should we literally be taking and doing with it? In verse 1, this is awesome. In verse 1, it says, therefore, be imitators of God. Now, right there, that is a term that if you get your religious glasses on, you're going to be thinking, well, who do you think people could say to me, well, who do you think you are? You're telling people to be acting like God. It says right here, be imitators of God. We, back in 1 John, it says we have been born of God. And it says that his seed is in us. Now that's just like you, when you get born again, that's just like you if you've got a good example of a physical earthly dad. His physical seed is in you. Well, when you receive the Word of God, God's seed is in you. And you need to grow up and you need to act like your dad. Because your Father that is in heaven is perfect. It says, be imitators. It says, therefore, be imitators of God as dear children. And that's basically what it's saying. Just like you have a natural father, and you will see that. You will see a lot of guys, like if their dad, in the natural, if their dad has a good work ethic, they'll grow up and be like him. You'll see it and people are imitators of their dads in lots of ways, whether it's good or bad. I mean, if a kid's dad is like an alcoholic, not always, but a lot of times, that kid will end up following in his father's footsteps, being just what he is. Well,